Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 19 of the Local to Global series. Today's episode, as you can tell by the title, we're essentially moving on into tiny size and what that entails. Um, I think first and foremost, we're going to make some signings to start the episode off. We do have 2 days until the climb. So realistically, these new signings that we make, we might get one or two of them in potentially. But overall, most of them are probably going to come after that show anyway. So yeah, but let's get into it. I've got a few in mind. I have previously mentioned them. So we've got Taylor Norton. He's going to be 40 per show. We might have to pay for him though, because he's in the southeast, which I believe is southeast. That's sort of like, well, he's with Freedom Caribbean, but southeast is probably what, like Florida, I would imagine. So yeah, we'll bring in Taylor Norton. I'll try and get him on 30 per appearance. Just to show you his stats, that's what they look like. So obviously very much a high flyer. Got a little bit of technical about him, but they're going to be coming in as our high flyers, both him and Brett Kyle. So as you can see, pretty good entertainment skills, good star quality, good sex appeal as well. Really good stamina. Everything's pretty good. Even psychology is 65, so he will be able to, call 12-minute matches. Calling the 20-minute matches might be a little bit different, but ultimately he's primarily going to be in tag team matches anyway, which are probably going to be, I guess, limited by myself to being 12 minutes. So that's perfectly fine. So we'll grab him. Do we go with the written contract? I think I might. We'll go 2-year contract, 30 per appearance. Actually, if I do this is the only issue I've got with it. I'm not going to be able to offer him an exclusive written contract if they get over enough. And he'll still be able to sign an exclusive written contract. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure if you offer them a written contract in order to start negotiate, actually I can probably check this. Let's go to the roster. Who did I recently give a 2-year contract to? Sandman Winks, I know for a fact. He's still got cool momentum as well, which is frustrating. I might that might be a bit of a bug. I might try and use a character idea on him to see if that'll boost his momentum up and break the funk that he's in now with that. But let's have a look. So can I... Where would I do it? I'd probably do it in here somewhere. Contract. Negotiate. I can actually offer him another contract. Let me just double check that he is... Yeah, he's under a written contract, so I can actually do it. Well, if that's the case, I can do that. Let's just go written contracts then, because that makes perfect sense. So yeah, Taylor Norton. I was looking at Tabitha Lickfield. Is it Litchfield or Lickfield? But she recently came back into the wrestling industry. She was out, Sweet Tabitha, she used to be called. And she's a very, very good manager. I feel like we could do some really good stuff with her. She's better as a babyface, but honestly, I see her as maybe like a heel stable leader in the future. Sort of like a protection agency, bail bondsman type stable, where she has, two big brutes with her that essentially go around and she, directs them around to essentially be guns for hire sort of thing. Anyway, I don't know where I've gone here. Go back down to Taylor. TOY. There he is there. All right. So let's offer him that contract. And we will do the written, I guess, because it kind of makes sense. Hopefully I'm not making a mistake in doing that. I'll try and get not covered, but I think he'll want to be covered. Yeah, but I think honestly that's fine at this point. and we're in the northwest, so it's kind of it's a decent distance away, is what I'm trying to say. But I think he's going to be worth it. Him and Brett Kyle, they will more than likely become stars. So we'll give him 10% as well there. We'll offer that contract. We're going to get young and wasted. I've used them before many times, and they are very, very good. Let's sign his tag team partner. Where are we? Brett Kyle. There we go. Brett is probably not as good, if that makes sense. As you can see there, psychology is a fair bit lower. He's sort of got better, maybe physical stats to an extent, but then he's got lower star quality, slightly lower, entertainment skills. Albeit, I think his sex appeal might be higher, potentially. Maybe. Irregardless, we need to sign him because we are building a tag team division. So we'll offer him 30 as well for 2 years. I'll try and drop that down. I don't think it's going to happen. Events and A shows. He still wants that 10%. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I don't think they're really going to move from the southeast in the USA because I guess it's the next region over to Puerto Rico. It's probably one of those spillover regions. Anyway, up next, I want to go to my shortlist. I think. Is there a quick way to go into your shortlist? I don't think there is. So I'll go back to workers and then we'll actually filter by shortlist. Shortlisted, yes. Obviously, we've already got a few people in here. So yeah, Hammer Hadley was one I definitely wanted to sign. He is still based in Kansai. He is also a negative sort of personality there as well. But Desert Storm, so good personality for Desert Storm. 39, so he's more on the experience side. He is based in Kansai. So he's going to be expensive, but what I'll do is after a couple of months, if he doesn't automatically base himself back in the US, we will ask him to come over, as long as he's not on a touring contract or anything like that. I think for him, we'll just go with a handshake deal. I want to try and get him on 20. We'll try no cover, but yeah, he definitely wants the travel cover. We'll give him 10% as well. And yeah, we get him for 20 per appearance. So that's pretty good as well. And that is, of course, the Silencer's new tag team partner as well. We've got a few more in here. This was one that I was just recently looking at off camera. And I feel like they would have some really, really good matches with Young and Wasted. And that's Americana Jr., of course. If you watch the previous Local to Global, Americana Jr., he was a big part of it. But his tag team partner is Captain Canada as well, who I did initially sign on the previous Local to Global for the Canadian Wrestling Coalition. So, yeah, I think we'll get both of them in. They are a tag team together in ACPW. I think, yeah, they both actually work for QPW, which is Quebec Pro Wrestling as well. Americana, 50 per show, so he's a little bit more on the pricey side, but I'll show you their skills, and they're both pretty damn good. Obviously, Americana is superb. He is top tier, future heavyweight champion material. They're both primarily high flyers, but they've got that sort of luchador technical ability in there as well. So that's Americana, and then that there is Captain Canada. Captain Canada can't really speak on the microphone, so that might be a little bit of an issue, but Americana Jr. can. So, I don't know. It works. I think either we go for them now or we go for them in the very near future. I think we'll probably go for him today, actually, looking at it. Yeah, I really want to sign Hadley. I really want to sign him. I feel like him, Hangman, Sandman Winks could be a really good sort of heavyweight trio for our main event in the future. I'm just trying to think. obviously we're wasting a little bit of time here, but yeah, I mean, Sasquatch McGraw is another one that I really wanted to sign. I feel like he will more than likely get picked up by CWA at some stage. Doesn't really have the star quality, but he's got really good menace. He's got incredible, fundamental and physical stats there. Like, you look at his, 96 toughness. I should probably sign him for the inner circle just purely based on that. I think he'd be incredible. It's going to be 70 per show, so he's a little bit more expensive. Got a little bit of popularity there pretty much across every region. He's got 17 already in the Northwest. Because I think IPW, they are on WrestleWorld. I'm pretty certain they are anyway. I feel like Sasquatch McGraw, we could do Sasquatch McGraw and Hammer Hadley as a tag team, just to fill the ranks for a little while. Doesn't have the popularity Hadley, but essentially if we put them two together, it could, I guess, push Hammer Hadley up the card, relatively quickly. Just trying to think. I think we go with, let's go with, can I go with Blitzer as well? See, I feel like the Brute Squad would be decent jobbers for us, but I'm not sure if I need jobbers right now. I think I want to potentially have, 4 teams that we can sort of interchange and sort of have one team each week, not each week, but each show challenging, essentially. Or if not challenging, then we have like singles matches to further the storylines and sort of go from there. And I want good workers, at least for a little while. I've got to remember that we are still only a tiny size company. We need to make sure that we aren't ruining the profits that we can make each and every week. So I will go with Americana Junior. We'll do this one as well. So written, we'll try for 40, get that a little bit lower. We'll go events and A shows. We'll try again. He's going to be in Canada, so he's in Quebec. That's where he's based at the moment. Obviously, you're going to have to pay for cover, and then it's going to have to be 10% there as well. That's perfectly fine, though. He's, like I said, a top-level talent, similarly to Sasquatch McGraw. So, happy to get him in. Already offered Desert Storm the contract as well, so Captain Canada, he'll be our next one. I think we might just go with Hammer Hadley and Sasquatch McGraw as well. A shows, I'll try and lower that. Yeah, no, not going to work. Do I go handshake for Captain Canada? I think I'll just go handshake for him. I'm not really too fussed if we lose him. I don't think we're going to lose him anyway, at least until we go up to medium size. And then it'll be a decision of if we want to keep him. We might just keep him on a pay-per appearance deal anyway, as I don't think he's sort of too high on anyone's totem pole for talent. He's a good worker, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he's... Maybe CWA, potentially ACPW if they get up to medium size, even, bordering on the high level small company. Anyway, so we got them. Go Sasquatch McGraw, purely based on the toughness. I will put him into the inner circle. So let's get him. His body's a little bit bashed up though. Yeah, so he'll actually get that minor penalty. Sasquatch McGraw, 6'11" though, 366 pounds. Dude's an absolute beast. He's got 66 stamina as well, which is, I believe, exactly the same as Texas Hangman as well, albeit he's got a lot better psychology in the ring. But like I said, star quality is not great. He's already muscular as well, which is unfortunate. It would have been nice to try and get him up a little bit more star quality. He's actually in the Southwest, so we're actually not paying for his travel cover. His travel costs, sorry, is not covered. That's extremely good. I'm going to try for 50. I know he wants 70. He wants 60. Okay, that's fine. Still 10 less. We will work with that. He will want 10% as well. That's fine. And yeah, I think Sasquatch McGraw, especially as a heel, I feel like that's another really good opponent for Texas Hangman. And like I said, he's already got a little bit of popularity coming in, so beneficial, very beneficial for the tag team division. Does he actually have a tag team partner? I guess that's another question we can look at. He's been tagging with Wild Red Stallion in BCG, which is interesting. It doesn't really matter too much because we're not going to put him with Wild Red Stallion. We've sort of got Montero lined up to be his tag team partner in the near future. He's got Gangbuster as Canadian Hardcore. Who is Gangbuster? Let us take a look. Where are we? Gang. Okay. He's also 6'10", and a psychopath, but that's fine. Ah, okay. So that's Otis Van Battenberg. I remember him. Interesting. Is he any good? He's pretty terrible. He's got really bad sort of star quality and charisma. He's not terrible though. Like he's okay in the ring. We could put him together. Realistically, I don't know if I want to. He's probably got more popularity. Yeah, over in Canada, and then he's slightly more over in the US as well compared to Sasquatch. I don't know if I really want to get him. That's a weird one. I don't think I want to get him. Let's go back into the shortlist real quick. Whoops. Do we go Hammer Hadley? I don't like that prickly personality. That's the only thing that sort of throws me off a little bit. But he would be very beneficial. And we need to try and get his stamina up as well. He could get it up, I believe. If we track his progress, hasn't gone up since December. But when was the last time that he actually worked? So he hasn't worked in a long time. He had one tour with BCG, and that's it. So he's going to be ring rusty. I think we'll bring him in. I think we'll do it. I won't go with a written deal for him, though. I won't go written. We'll go 20 with it. Events and A shows. Try and lower that as well. He wants travel cover. Again, we might be able to talk him out of living in Japan, potentially. But we'll get him in as well. So he's going to be ring rusty. We'll throw him and Sasquatch together, I guess, for the start. It's another tag team for us to work with. And like I said, it'll allow Sasquatch to get him up the card a little bit, at least into the mid card. As I don't really want him taking losses. I want Hammer Hadley to be sort of fairly dominant, if that makes sense. We offered him a contract, didn't we? Yes, we have. So how many workers is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, essentially. I mean, realistically, we probably don't need anyone else apart from those 5. We've got Aussie Goldstein in there. He kind of looks like, I don't know if you guys can see it as well. House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones spin-off. He looks like one of the Targaryens. Is it Daemon? Daemon Targaryen? I think he looks like him. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Do we bring in Aussie Goldstein? He's not that expensive, honestly. And we all remember how good he was if you've seen the original Local Global series. He was one of our best, especially early on. He was, while we were small size, he was doing big things. Even towards the end, he was having really good matches with the GOAT. But yeah, I don't know. We might look for someone else. Let me reset real quick. We want to get an announcer as well, so I'll suss that out. We want a male to hire, and can we look at? I was hoping that we can. I thought you could do it. I thought you could. Yeah, I thought you could base it off personalities, but I guess not. That's perfectly fine. We'll just go down the line and we'll see what's available. You got Ace Youngblood, who's not terrible. Of course, he's tag team partners with Max Mayhem there. I was looking at Acid 2 there. I feel like he'd be a really good sort of opponent for Americana Jr. Air Attack Weasel with 98 basics. Interesting. Might check him on the shortlist, actually. I feel like he could be a good trainer. Really good selling, really good safety. Got a Kima Brave, who's looking absolutely incredible out there. How much would he be? Yeah, 800 per show. That's a no-go. I pretty much just want to get someone that's got a really good personality. That's more or less all I'm looking for at this point. That can work for us, preferably without travel costs. Angry Gilmore, again, another absolute star for us on the original Local Global. We'll shortlist him and make sure we keep an eye on him. You got a Nihilus, 7 foot. It's usually pretty terrible from what I remember. Hasn't worked anywhere at this stage in the series or in the world game. Egomaniac. We definitely don't want an egomaniac. I feel like this episode's going to be pretty long. We're 22 minutes in and we literally just looking through people trying to sign someone. He's terrible. Austin Cope. We'll go with Austin Smooth. Avalanche Takano. Ooh. He's also based in Japan. Would be expensive, but you look at how good he actually is. That is next level. How much? He's got 54 popularity in Japan. And he's only $40 per show. It's been out of work for about 7 or 8 months. Interesting. I'm pretty sure, wasn't he on... He might have been on an exclusive written contract as well. I think we might sign Avalanche. He's quiet personality, so it's not really bad, but it's not really great either. Shimizu, he's also really good. He's another really, really good worker. Former Golden Canvas grappling worker. Badger Mask. Never seen him before. That's an interesting one. Out of the Dragon Academy. Okay. Professional for Ben Williams. Blue Phantom. Big fan of Blue Phantom as well. Oh, we've got... Oh, actually, we've signed a lot of workers already, actually. I completely forgot about Young and Wasted. We signed them as well. So... I guess now it's... I mean, there's a lot of people to get through. A lot of people. So maybe I shouldn't go through this way. I wonder if there's a way for me to look through personality types. Charlie Corner, another one we're very familiar with. Doesn't actually look too bad, Charlie. Christopher Ball. Interesting that he actually found himself with a contract. Cobra as well. He signed there? Yeah, he signed there. We might move on. Kurt Merritt though. Kurt Merritt, 400 per appearance is very expensive. We'll chuck him on the shortlist. Maybe we don't go with anyone else. Then Juro Kikuchi as well. Another one we're very familiar with. Very good worker, but obviously quite bad in star quality and charisma. Party animal. He's not great. Who's this guy? David Sims, agitator. Yeah. I mean, he looks okay, but... Ooh, Davis, Wayne, Newton, there he is. He's looking pretty damn good as well. 79 psychology there, 82 star quality. I mean, we've got to chuck him on the shortlist, don't we? The triple threat. And I just call him the GOAT, to be honest. Deadman Walken. He's pretty terrible. Just going through real quick, seeing if any names stand out for me. Who's this guy? Derek McElhenney. I don't think I've ever seen him before either. He's only got 1 year experience. I think he's with Quebec. No, LWW. Is that Lone Wolf Wrestling? Must be, yeah. Interesting, they came into the game. Kurosawa. Dylan Bruce, the rookie. Looks very much suited for Japanese wrestling, just saying. Good technical ability. Terrible psychology, though. I might shortlist him. He looks relatively good. Doc Hammond is without a contract as well. Be one for the future for us. Doug Peak as well, although Doug's probably not great for us to bring in. Drake Young as well, CWA. Color commentator, very good on the microphone, as you can see. We might shortlist him, actually. Duke Freeman, I've used him previously. He's with TCW. Interesting that he's actually out of a contract. He's going to be 170 per show, but he's going to have some overness about him, yeah. He'd be one to get in, I guess, once we go up to small size, essentially. Because he could be like the type of worker that could elevate you to, I mean, the 45 psychology is absolutely dreadful, though. You look at all those other stats and you're like, we can work with psychology. But he's very good. Very, very good. Who's this dude? Got a squid mask on. Brazilian El Calamar. Brazilian luchador, 18-year-old. I mean, he looks okay. He actually looks pretty good for an 18-year-old. He's a bully, though, so definitely don't want a bully in our company. Let's just keep going down real quick. Enigma 2. He always used to come through as well. I don't know if he's any good, to be honest. Obviously, very low sort of primary skills there. I mean, he's got good entertainment skills, but everything else, I mean, his fundamentals are good as well. We'll shortlist him for the future, just in case. We might be able to do something with him, potentially. Eric Strong is unattached. Wow. That's very surprising. I wonder what's happened there. Yeah, June of this year. Got Ernest there. We'll shortlist Ernest up as well. Good old Fearless Blue. Surprised he looks like that. I thought he'd be a little bit different looking than he actually is. We'll shortlist Finley as well. Flying Jimmy Fox is unattached. He's got decent popularity there as well. Also a TCW alumni. Frankie D in there as well. Frankie D looks really good, actually. Yeah, interesting. He unattached? Yeah, handshake deal. Expires in 15 days as well. Might shortlist him. He's pretty old now, but he looks pretty damn incredible. Frederic's still got his decent popularity. Look at his Frantic Ali. Not as good as I remember him getting, to be honest. This is an interesting episode. Gary Jericho. Interesting one. Any relation to Chris Jericho? He's got terrible psychology, though. But really good performance skills, like all of them. Jack of all trades, almost. He's also skinny, so you can probably get that star quality up quite a bit. I might shortlist him. It'd make a good jobber, I feel like. A very good jobber. We'll shortlist Gideon Kato as well. He's gotten even better by the looks of it. Hatamoto, always used to sign him for BCG. Myself, he's got a prickly personality though, so I might skip past him. Who else have we got? We've got Gravedigger. Looks okay. He's got a wild personality though, so that's not exactly great either. We're going through here, but we're really not getting very far, are we? Harvey Robinfield, the first ever heavyweight champion. We should probably shortlist him. We might bring him back in at some stage. His legs are battered though. Interesting. Yeah, no, he's not great. Anyway, I think I want to move on now because we're going through and we're getting a little bit sidetracked. I feel like that dude looks insane. He definitely doesn't look like a high flyer. That's for damn sure. Do we cannonball as well? Oh, there's some really good workers that are unattached that could absolutely do some decent things for us. Huey McMahon, love the name. He's not terrible, actually. He's a bully, though. I mean, with the surname McMahon, you probably expect it. What else have we got? Owen Gutman, he's very good. Island Boy Apollo, of course, is pretty much a stalwart for any TEW 2020 saves. Same with Jackpot Jordan and Jake Idle. Rich and famous, of course. I might actually shortlist them. I know they're getting on a bit, but they could still do a decent job for us. 39-year-old rookie. You're never too late to start. You're never too late to start. He's got 74 psychology. That's insane. Good on him though, I guess. I don't know. He almost looks like the perfect jobber. Like literally the perfect jobber. Really good selling, really good safety, and really good psychology, I guess. I don't know. Jared Strong. We will shortlist him. We will. Although 500 per show, he's actually got some popularity about him. How long was he actually in a job for? Was he not in a job? He's a former football player, which kind of makes sense as to why he's so old. Doesn't really maybe look like a former football player, but yeah. SWF University. But didn't get signed? He's got no job history, so... He's also a troublemaker, so disregard. We will not sign him whatsoever. I'll take him off the shortlist, actually. Jerome Lawler. Be any good? 73 star quality, 90 menace. Terrible everywhere else, pretty much, though. I guess his physicals are very, very good. We'll shortlist him. He's Canadian. He's got an intense personality though, which is not great. I mean, I'm pretty much just going through at this point, looking for myself more than anything. He's a troublemaker. We don't want him. Obese, 7 star quality. Interesting. Joshua Taylor's unattached as well. Man, there is some good talent out there. Like, I mean, I know there's some old talent, but they can really like push you up to big size, guys like that. along with a few like decent younger talents like an Ernest Youngman thrown in there. Anyway, I'll continue here. We might be booking one show this episode, potentially. Lachlan Barrett, he looks alright. Leon Danzig looks like a Ultimate Warrior regen. He's 6'6" and an entertainer. Got low star quality, which is unfortunate. Doesn't look that bad with everything else. Leon Danzig. Anyway, moving on. Logan Wolfsbane, how good's he at the moment? He's ridiculous. The type of bloke we really need to sign in the near future. Lug Phelan, he looks very good on this game, on TEW9. Very good indeed. Luis Montero Jr. Did he go to CZCW? 2021, after Oli closed. Makes sense, I guess. He's very good. Probably should be better than he is, but yeah. His brother, I think, is a lot better than he is. Unpredictable personality there. I really want to move on, but I almost feel like I can't because I want to go through the list. Very good tires, very good. More or less just looking at names at this point. People person. Low psychology. Yeah, move on. Ooh. Hugo the Architect. He's very good. Mitchell Aldred. Mitchell the Architect Aldred. Professional. You know what? I think we go for him. He's 100% a heel and an amazing heel as well. He could be our Al Coleman replacement if Al keeps, playing up. He's got 99 safety as well, so I think maybe I should make him our trainer, head trainer. So he'll be the last one we bring in. I'm going to go written contract as well with it. So we go 30 for 2 years. Fortunately, we're going to have to pay for his travel, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can get him to move closer as well. All right, there we go. All right, Mitchell Aldred, he's going to come in as well. And with that there, we shall leave it. Had to look at Malachi Milk. Very good worker. Anyway, all right, forget that. Let's advance 2 days, get into the show. What I might do is I might try and do both shows here. If I can get this one done nice and quick, and then what I'll do is I'll cut out the processing into the next show, and we might be able to keep it sort of just over an hour, because I don't really want it to be longer than maybe an hour and 10 minutes. I'm trying to keep these episodes sort of on point at 1 hour, but I know this is obviously a pretty special episode with a lot of signings and new titles. We will hopefully have the tag team titles. If not this episode, it may be next episode. But like I said, I want to try and push forward as fast as possible. So, we've only got one more day, so I'll keep rambling for a little while. But I think we've signed like 7 workers just there. I said I wanted to do like 4 to 6. We've actually got a couple of people. We've got Taylor Norton and Brett Kyle. They're coming in as faces. We've got Captain Canada, also face. And Hammer Hadley coming in as well. Unfortunately, we have to wait for the rest of them, but that's fine. Drake Young has been offered a contract. That was quick. We had him on the shortlist for what, like 2 days, and SWF have already offered him a contract. That's very funny. Anyway, that's fine. There we go. Let's get into the show. So we could actually use some of those workers. If we want to. We won't actually... Actually, I do need to do one thing once we finish all this. So we'll select Wyoming. I want to go for another character idea, because I would... Yeah, perfect. It's likely to succeed. And this one I want to use on Sandman Winks. So we'll use that on Sandman. Okay. We probably don't have too much. I'll just use that one. We might use 2 for the next show. American Patriot running drills on basics and safety for 10 students now. So even more workers. War Peace, creating a fun backstage environment. We got Captain Canada and Sam M. Winks hanging out a lot recently. What else we got? Porkchop Patterson and Jason Patterson only got into a huge row over something. Had to be physically separated, probably because they share a surname together. And there we go. I don't think they're really bad backstage influences on each other. Anyway, we'll do some team bonding here. And it looks like it's all strengthened. But it does look like it's the usual suspects there as well. Yeah, I don't see any new faces. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so let me go back to the front screen here for a second and we'll go to teams because we need to add our teams in. So we'll try and do this quickly as well. It looks like we've only got Young and Wasted at the moment, so we'll go for Brett and Taylor. And they are just a unit, so we'll do that. Fill in finisher, auto name, Young and Wasted, add team. Perfect. All right. They're at 75 experience as well, so that's perfect. So the next team, we will go with... We have Desert Storm yet? We do not. Okay, that's frustrating a little bit. Actually, we have American Patriot as well. We got American Patriot, we got Americana Junior, and Captain Canada. That could be like a little mini stable almost. What do we call them? Patriotic Pride or something like that. Of course, the Can-Am Alliance is Americana Junior and Captain Canada. Have we got any other tag teams I could actually make right now? I've essentially got... We've got Roger and we've got Wild Red Stallion. I think we'll make them a unit for now. What do we call them? We need a name for them. Going with the old suggest a name. I don't think it's really going to give us anything too cool. So we'll auto name that one. You guys got no finisher. If you guys can give me some suggestion ideas, they both are Native Americans, so I might even look up something for next episode. But we'll add them together as a team now, so they can actually start gaining some experience together. And what else have we got? Do we have anyone else that we can just chuck together? I mean, I've got Coleman, I guess, and Sandman Winks. Maybe not. Actually, I could go Bowen and Alessio, actually. What did I say I was going to call them? I think wasn't it Radioactive? We'll make them a unit as well. What can their finisher be? Is this something like a double powerbomb? I like it. Maybe a double sit-out powerbomb. Can you even do a double sit-out powerbomb? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen it before. I guess that'd be the description. What do we actually call the finisher? I don't know. I need to think about that as well. Anyway, got Radioactive in there as well, which is cool. So we got 3 teams. We've got 3 teams. I mean, we might be able to add more anyway. With that said, what are we going to do for this show? Actually, before we do that as well, let me go back to the roster page. Sandman Winks, creative idea. Use that one there. Deploy that. Success. And we have warm momentum. Perfect. Exactly what we needed. With that being said, I might actually... He's only got 13 popularity. I was going to say I'll give him a world or heavyweight title match. Potentially. I think I will, actually. Let's do it. I know he's just finally got warm momentum. I should probably keep it going. But let's do him versus Roger Montero for the heavyweight title. It's a little bit of a test. We won't put him in an angle. Obviously, Roger's going to win. We'll do that. We'll give it clean. And yes, we'll chuck the heavyweight. I forgot to sign an announcer, didn't I? That's fine. We can do it next episode. I'll chuck Coleman there, because Coleman will cut a promo just before this match onto Roger. So Coleman cuts promo on Montero. Oh. Stating he will lose the title tonight. And then Winks will hand over the belt. Yeah, so Winks will hand over the belt to Coleman, essentially. So let's do that. Go angle, we'll go script. Copy and paste that over. And we're good to go. Yes, we'll save that. Alright, what else have we got? Let's go tag team match. Let's have the debut of Young and Wasted. And they can take on Radioactive. There we go. Gives Radioactive a match on the card as well. What's the stamina? So 57 there for Bowen. And we've got only 38 there for Alessio. So that's probably going to have to be an 8-minute match at a maximum. And I think Taylor is the better of the two. So we'll do that as well. Cool. We might actually run that first and work the crowd, because I'm not sure if these guys actually have popularity in the region. They do not. Yeah, 4 popularity, so struggle street a little bit. Can Brett cut a promo though? Can, okay, so they can actually... They can do some promo work. Nice. What else have we got? We'll go a hangman match against a debuting Hammer Hadley, potentially. I don't mind that match at all. A little bit of it. It's going to be a tester. It's going to be bad because Hadley he'll be in ring rust status because he hasn't worked since the start of the game when he did one tour with BCG. So we'll do that one there. That'll go there. And maybe have a brawl after the match between Texas and Hammer Hadley. Hangman and Hadley brawl to the backstage area post-match. Just a little 2-minute angle. I like it. I think it should do pretty well. It's not going to set the world alight. It'll probably be like a 30, maybe slightly under a 30, depending on... Yeah, depending on Hammer Hadley's rating, I guess. He doesn't really have any popularity here, does he? He does not. He has 2 pop. Okay, that's fine. It's not going to be an issue. What else have we got? I might go another tag team match. Who have we not used? Let's do a test. We'll do a chemistry test for Patriot and Captain Canada. Give Captain Canada his debut as well. And that could actually work really well if we have Jack Pride in there. So I'll go heels. We'll go Jerry Pepper and Jack Pride, I think. Yeah. So we'll go those two for 12 minutes. We'll give Patriot the win. Pepper will lose. We'll go open, script, and clean. Perfect. And then we'll chuck that one there. Nice. All right. What else can we do? We could probably give Young and Wasted a promo. Let's do that. So we'll go with Brett and Taylor. Both cutting a promo by themselves. So we've got Young and Wasted. Cut a promo stating that Rocky Mountain Wrestling has a new tag team division. Titles will be on the line next event. Yep, titles will be on the line. All right, there we go. It kind of works. We'll roll with that. So Angle, script it, copy and paste it. And we're good to go. All right, save that. Yep, perfect. That'll go post-match as well. We're at 86%, so we would not be penalised. We are essentially not using quite a few people. A lot of people, as you can see there. Some good people as well, such as Remy Sky. Wild Red Stallion as well. So I think we're at the point now where, depending on how much money we lose this month or how much profit we gain, I guess, this month, it will sort of determine if we maybe extend the shows by another 30 minutes, which is what we're going to be doing eventually anyway, especially once we go on to Wrestle World. So yeah, let's run the show. We start off the show with a 37 rated match. We've got the debut here of Young and Wasted. They take on the newly formed Radioactive tag team. And we have Young and Wasted defeating Radioactive in 7:38 when Taylor Norton pinned MJ Alessio with the go home. Of course, this was our work the crowd. Ooh. So Brett debuts his teen idol gimmick, getting an initial rating of great, and then Norton debuts the same gimmick, getting an initial rating of awful. That is bad. That is bad. It does give him a large boost to charisma, and it is likely to rise over time. Okay. Still don't really like it. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's advance. That's a good match, though, for their first match. They've got barely any popularity. These guys are pretty dreadful in Radioactive, so yeah, not too bad. Yeah, poor gimmick for Alessio as well. Poor selling inexperience. Awful gimmick there for Bowen as well. So, and he's got penalised for just about everything. Anyway, that's fine. We move on. Go into a 21 rated Angle. We have Young and Wasted, and they cut a promo stating that Rocky Mountain Wrestling officially has a new tag team division, and there will be Rocky Mountain Wrestling tag team titles on the line at the next event. And they basically say who will be the other teams that come in and challenge for those titles. We'll probably do I want to make it relatively special, so I think we'll do like a fatal 4-way tag team match or something like that. Maybe even a steel cage, although that wouldn't really make sense because there's a lot of bodies. We'll just do it. We'll do it like a fatal 4-way, I think. Anyway, that's not a bad promo. Happy with that. We then move into a 44 rated match where we have Texas Hangman defeating the newly debuted Hammer Hadley in 11:49 by pinfall with a chokeslam. It's a good match. Like I said, we've got ring rust there for Hammer Hadley, debuting his MMA badass gimmick as well, getting an initial rating of adequate. That's not too bad. Gives a small penalty to Psychology. We've got all the comedy bout stuff, which is fine. But it's also a very marketable gimmick, so he's going to sell more merchandise, which is actually a positive for him. We're going to need to start upgrading the merchandise as well. I'm very interested to see how much money we're going to be making as a difference, a point of difference from being, insignificant size. Anyway, 44, really good match. We move on. Going to a 42 rated angle for the Hangman Hadley brawl. They brawl post-match all the way to the backstage area, sort of setting up, I guess, like a mini little feud for them. We're not going to like strike on it right now, but it's sort of setting the scene. You know, Hangman versus Hadley for his debut. Big man, well, semi-big man versus big man. And that's a really good angle for a 2-minute brawl. So happy with that. We then move into another tag team match where we get a 41 rating for this one. We have American Patriot and Captain Canada. They defeat Primetime Jack Pride and Jerry Pepper in 11:59. An American Patriot submitted Jerry Pepper with a sleeper Americano. So yeah, good match. 41 rated. Jack Pride was really off his game, which is frustrating. Captain Canada has a hot new move, which is good. Debuts his Patriot gimmick. Makes sense. Getting an initial rating of great. So that is perfect. Good stuff there. Very marketable gimmick as well for him. So perfect stuff. Excuse me. All right. Dirt sheet looks all right. We move on. We're not going to waste too much time. We go into a 41 rated angle. We've got Al Coleman. But he basically cuts a promo on this angle on Roger Montero, stating that he will lose the title tonight and that Sandman Winks will essentially win the belt off Montero and then hand it and surrender the title to his boss, Al Coleman. So yeah, Al Coleman now trying to get someone else to even win the match after losing the triple threat match a couple of months ago. The main event, it does really well. 59 rated for Sandman Winks. He doesn't have a lot of popularity. He's only got about 15. 59 rated. Wow. Okay, we've got Roger Montero defeating Sandman Winks in 1935 by pinfall with an eagle chop. We got Roger making defense number 5 of the Rocky Mountain Wrestling heavyweight title. That's an unexpected match. 59 in-ring there from Montero. 45 is actually really good for Sandman Winks as well. Dirt sheet. I mean, there's one penalty, and that's physical condition for Montero. So, pretty much flawless apart from his body. And, yeah, 59. I expected maybe a 49, if I'm being honest. That's very good. Very happy with that. Anyway, let's finish the show. Get a 52 overall show rating. My head is very close. I did get a haircut as well, but my head is very close to actually covering that. 52 rated show there for the Climb. Our first Climb show as a tiny size company. Increasing our popularity. This is our very cheap ticketed show. Increasing our popularity in one region. So there we go. I'll address the locker room. I don't really know who to address. We'll go Hammer Hadley maybe, and who else was on the show? Actually, you know what? Let's go like this. Let's go for Brett and let's go for Taylor. We'll praise them. They had a good debut. Angle was, not terrible either. So financial report, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. 354 loss for that show. 910 purely on workers alone. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. Yeah. Let's check the popularity. We go up to 18, which is very good. I'm very happy with that. I wonder if we can go up 2 points a month. If we add a third show, I think we definitely could, as long as we're not hitting a cap. Do you know what I mean? There might be a cap of like 1.7 or something, which still might, realistically get us up that extra point. Anyway, but that's 18 popularity there for the Northwest. And that is it. We're actually at an hour now. So I think what I'll do is we'll go back to the main screen here. And what I want to do is get these signings in, and then we're going to reevaluate things. We've actually got probably all of them in now. So we've got Desert Storm there. He needs to be a heel. Yes. So he's a heel. We've got Americano Jr. coming in as a face. We've got a heel in Sasquatch McGraw, which is great. And we've got Mitchell Aldred, who I think I'll make a heel as well, just in case we do indeed get rid of Al Coleman at some stage. So we'll complete that signing as well. And there we go. Just like that, we essentially have most of our roster, at least probably until we go up to small size. So it's looking pretty good. There might be a couple of additions here and there as we sort of go along. They all look pretty good. We've got a creative finish there for Al Coleman, and then another one, which is a certainty. So we've got two certainties for finishes, which we need to use. I don't even know if we will be able to use that one for Coleman unless... Yeah, we won't. It'll expire unless we add a third show before that date. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. So what I'll do now is, now that we've got all of our signings in, the roster's looking good. Let's add a couple more teams. So we've got Sasquatch and Stallion. We're not going to add that one, but let's add Captain Canada and Americano Jr. And they'll be individuals, apparently, which is interesting. So auto name them. Can-Am Alliance, we love it. Fill-in finisher. Border Crossing, interesting. Death Valley Driver, Frog Splash combo. I like it. I like it. So Can-Am Alliance, they're in. And then what else have we got? We've got Desert Storm and the Silencer. We'll make them a unit and we'll call them Silent Storm. This was recommended by you guys. So Silent Storm, I like them. Recommend me a finisher for them as well. We can't actually chuck in or default a finisher name. Go finisher and description as well, what you think it should be. And I might chuck it in and give you a shout out on a future episode. But we'll get Silent Storm in there, so they're going to be a unit as well. Purely because they're both older. It has to be something military related. Maybe we call it the deployment. And I don't know what type of finisher it'd be. Maybe like a shatter machine. Yeah, I feel like that could actually work. Let's call it the deployment. I like it. If you have a better suggestion, let me know. But I like the deployment. So let's save that. Cool. So we've got 5 tag teams essentially, with another one still to come. I guess we could essentially add Hammer Hadley and Sasquatch together. I did say that I wanted to do it, so I think I'll make them individuals though. Hadley and Sasquatch. I don't think they really need, and especially being individuals, they probably don't need a finisher. And they can just be called Hadley and Sasquatch. I do want to name, though, if you guys can recommend one for Montero and Stallion. That'd be really cool. I really like that team as well. They will likely be tag team champions at some stage. Obviously, Montero's a little bit tied up at the moment. Anyways, that is going to end the episode. What an episode it's been. We've sort of just figured out everything. We've actually gone up in popularity as well, up to 18. So happy days. We're 7 points away from WrestleWorld, which would be incredible. And that would probably sort out our financial issues that we might have as a result of signing so many workers. You look at last month, we made 1,600. I would assume that we're probably on for making more money. We made 1,110 with ticket sales alone, and that's very cheap based on normal ticketed price. If we do 2 shows as well, it could be making about 1,500 per show. And we're pretty much guaranteed to make even more than 2,100 in sponsorship money as well. So yeah, I'm not going to start upgrading the merchandise yet because I want to see the financials after next episode. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notifications turned on. And apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.